Good evening. My name is Jack Arthur, and this is Chloe Nakonechny, and we will be your Masters of Ceremony for this evening.
We would like to acknowledge that we gather today on treaty lands known as Treaty 4 territory and the homeland of the Métis Nation, as our way to recognize that we are all treaty people and we are committed to honoring the spirit and intent of treaty.
In the event of an emergency, fire exits are located at the back of the gym on each side. The muster point is the football field. An AED is located in the trophy cabinet in the foyer, should it be needed. Washrooms are located at the front of the gym, with access doors being on either side of the stage. Please remember that the use of tobacco products, including vapes, are prohibited on school property. And finally, please ensure your cell phones are silent for the duration of the ceremony.
Please remain seated for the entrance of the graduates and parents and the presentation of the certificates by Ms. Shauna Hubick and Mrs. Candace Mayer.
Graduate Ava Natalie Callie Kish with her parents, Rob and Elsie. Graduate Kalia Alea Lindquist with her parents, Dean and Lenore. Graduate Heidi Helene Kirchhoffer with her parents, Corey and Krista. Graduate Sienna Gail Lipinski with her parents, Garth and Nancy. Graduate Sarah Noel Bradley McNabb with her parents, Brian and Marie. Graduate Piper Avalon Ross with her parents, Jarrett and Regan. Graduate Mason Edward Ermel, with his parents, Rob and Christy. Graduate Austin Andrew Banco, with his parents, Trevor and Renee. Graduate Sean Austin George Heft, with his parents, Ernie and Betty. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 graduating class of Cupar School.
Thank you, Mrs. Hubick and Mrs. Mayer. Can everyone please rise for O Canada and remain standing for the honor song? We would like to invite Leander Angus forward to perform the honor song with drummer Lyric Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Angus and Mr. Bear. We are pleased to have in attendance the following dignitaries. Representing the Prairie Valley Board of Education, Board Member for Subdivision 1, Mrs. Lisa Graninski. We are also delighted to have the Director of Education, Mr. Gord Husband, with us this evening. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Ms. Callie Earhart, Mrs. Shauna Hubick, Mr. Jarrett Ross, Ms. Peggy Welter, and Ms. Carly White will now introduce the graduates.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, PVSD guests, and graduates. Ava, Natalie, Callie, Kish. Or is it Ava, Sleeping Beauty, Kish? Ava is the third and youngest daughter of Rob and Elsie Kish. She has attended Cupar School from kindergarten all the way to grade 12. I have had the wonderful pleasure of teaching Ava in the classroom, as well as coaching her outside of the classroom. I started teaching at Cupar School when this group was in grade 4, and have taught them a number of different classes, including phys ed. Now, as a phys ed teacher, it is my responsibility to look out for the safety of all the students in the gym. Well, I was worried about Ava's safety every day. If you remember her when she was young, she was this tiny, skinny little thing that had glasses that were bigger than her head. You will probably see some pictures on the slideshow later on tonight. Anyway, this super cute, fragile, tiny little thing would run around the gym and dance around the gym, and the only thing that was going through my head, through my mind, was, oh my God, don't fall over. Don't bang into anybody. Don't break your glasses. Oh my God, don't break a bone. Fortunately, we made it through elementary phys ed without any injuries. And now Ava is all grown up, as everyone who has played volleyball with or against her in the past few years knows. She has been stuffing and smashing on a regular basis, both in Cupar and with QCVC. She has become a very dedicated student. She has been on the honor roll for several years. She works very hard on her studies and is a very organized, responsible student that wants to be successful. Outside of the classroom, Ava has been involved in track and field, volleyball, junior SLC, drama, and dance. And one of Ava's fondest memories while at Cupar School was our recent Europe trip where we traveled to Italy and Greece. Which brings me back to the whole Sleeping Beauty moniker. On our recent trip to Europe, we visited historic landmarks, beautiful beaches, gorgeous countrysides, and every chance that Ava had, she would sleep. Every airport, Ava was sleeping. Every bus ride between stops, Ava was sleeping. We had a long layover in Toronto, and we were fortunate enough to get tickets for a Blue Jays game in the middle of the afternoon. We're at Rogers Center, surrounded by tens of thousands of people, watching a Major League Baseball game, and guess what? Ava, Sleeping Beauty Kish, is snoring away in the center field stands. Ava's future plans are pursuing a teaching career. She will be going to the University of Regina and is enrolled in education. Who knows, maybe we will teach at the same school someday. Just don't expect me to cover your supervision while you're sleeping in the staff room. Best of luck in your future studies, Ava.
Sienna Lipinski. I've had the opportunity to teach Sienna for the past 3 years, beginning back in grade 9 science. During that time, I've learned that Sienna is the kind of student that every teacher wants in their classroom. Hardworking, responsible, and quietly determined to get things done. This year, I got to know her particularly well because she was my one and only Physics 30 student. Now, most students would probably hate being the only student in a class. There's nowhere to hide, nobody else to answer questions, and no chance of blending into the crowd. Sienna handled it surprisingly well. I did learn, however, that when you're teaching a class of 1, silence becomes a lot more noticeable. After asking a question, I often found myself giving Sienna a little extra thinking time before repeating it. Sometimes she was thinking. Sometimes I'm still not sure exactly what's going on in your head. Physics 30 was largely set up as an independent study course with very strict deadlines. While some students might be happy just to stay caught up, Sienna had a different strategy. She consistently finished assignments ahead of schedule, stayed on top of every deadline, and somehow managed to finish the course about 3 weeks early, forcing me to come up with some extra review assignments for her. And that's when something remarkable happened. Suddenly, Sienna became very interested in working on her review at home for 3 weeks. Now, this wasn't actually the first time Sienna had decided that her time might be better spent somewhere other than school. Over the years, I've noticed that when Sienna looks at an upcoming activity and concludes, after careful analysis, I'm sure, that it may not be the most productive use of her day, she isn't afraid to explore alternative options. A field trip she wasn't particularly interested in? Suddenly there were other priorities. A test she felt she could use one more evening to prepare for? A little strategic rescheduling might occur. To be fair, she's not the only member of the class of 2026 who occasionally demonstrated this particular life skill. Officially, she was signed out to study for her exam. Unofficially, I think she had simply calculated that after completing an entire Physics 30 course ahead of schedule, she had earned the right to spend a little less time sharing a classroom with me, and probably with the grade 9s as well. To her credit, she did very well on the extra review assignments I made up for her, so her strategy was probably effective, but the final exam will be telling. On her grad information sheet, Sienna listed dissecting pigs in Health Science 20 as one of her favorite memories from high school. I have to admit, I remember that experience a little bit differently. Last year's grade 11 girls spent most of the week trying to determine who absolutely had to touch the pig and who could safely stand on the other side of the table pretending to contribute, or filling out the lab sheet. I don't remember anyone volunteering for extra pig dissection time, but perhaps nostalgia has improved the memory. After graduation, Sienna plans to attend Saskatchewan Polytechnic and pursue medical radiologic technology with the goal of becoming an MRI or ultrasound technologist. Having family members who have both completed and taught in this program, I know firsthand how demanding it can be and the type of personality required to succeed. If I were describing my family members, I might say they can be a little stubborn, a little intense, and not always willing to take no for an answer. But when describing a student, I would call those same qualities determination, independence, discipline, and a willingness to put in the work when things get difficult. Fortunately, those are exactly the qualities that Sienna has demonstrated throughout high school. Sienna, you should be incredibly proud of what you have accomplished. The success you've had is not the result of luck, it's the result of years of hard work, responsibility, and determination. It's been a privilege getting to know you over the past 3 years, and I have no doubt that you'll continue to accomplish great things in the future. Congrats, Sienna and the class of 2026.
Hey, friend. Hey. You're up first. Mason Ermo. It's like they knew you had to sit close so that you'd be here on time and you'd be ready. Mason is the last of the Ermo brother duo to walk this stage, finally. Mason has listed some of his most memorable moments here at Cupar School as the day he won his bronze medal in the provincial football championship. But he also recalls many memories of his years participating in basketball, track and field, badminton, archery, and the drama club. When asking the staff for some supporting stories to help jazz up Mason's intro, a variety of things came up. Some of my personal favorites include Mason's use of both colorful language, expressions, and excuses on why his assignments could not be done on time, or how everything he picked up could be used to run a football play, both in and out of a classroom setting. And finally, Miss Mills consistently calling Mason last to homework room each and every single day to assure that he was disappointed each lunch that he was not in the clear and free. But if you had to ask me on a deeper level, Mason, what my most memorable moment is, I would have to say it was the day he officially created my fear of swings. Mason, I will never forget or allow to have students reward time on swings again, thanks to that dreaded day in June of grade 9 year. I may also never allow anyone over the age of 10 near a swing again in my teaching career. But all jokes aside, Mason, you are a smart-witted, helpful, determined young man who can accomplish anything you set your mind to, even if that is not school-related. You will become a great member to any community you enter, and hopefully stay on the right track of being the role model we all know you can be. Mason's future plans include going to Okanagan for junior football and entering the workforce until he makes it into the CFL draft. We all wish you the best of luck, Mason, and who knows, maybe one day those select few assignments that got handed in will be worth big bucks and I can retire. Yes, Austin, you do have to stand, my friend. Austin Banco. Austin, you have to color me impressed this evening. You are not only here on time, you are not in your staple black hoodie, and you don't have a hat on. 3 things I didn't know I would see before the end of grade 12. Who knew you could clean up so nice, my friend? Austin has been a student here at Cupar School for what feels like a lifetime, aka 13 years, and has fond memories of his time participating in school assemblies as an elementary student and being part of archery, flag football, and the golf team. Now for Austin, while gathering information for his speech, I realized how much of a man of little words you are. Austin was the first to hand back his introductory form to me in a whopping 23 minutes flat. However, he was also the least forthcoming. Thus, I had to take it to the masses to help dig up some dirt for your big day today. You had control of this, dude. You made your decision. If you have not heard by now, Austin is also our local celebrity here on the stage, with some outstanding TikTok fame. Austin has not only 1, but 2 famous TikTok accounts that lead to his quote-unquote skyrocketing fame one day, both in the truck and sled community. Maybe you should go into business after high school, Austin. Make a real run at this fame. So if you're looking for both truck spam or relationship advice, please visit the Platy White F250 on TikTok today. I heard it'll be active this evening. All jokes aside, however, Austin, you have some great qualities I'd like to mention. Your friends really wanted to highlight for you this evening things like his dependability to making sure people get from place to place wherever they are, his ability to make others laugh, even if the joke is a little bit on the sketchy side, and his easygoing, go with the flow attitude that makes him a real asset to any friend group he joins. Austin's future plans include working on the family farm and jetting off to Alberta for work once the time seems right. Austin, no matter what you do in life, continue to do it your way, because no one else gets to decide what the future holds for you. Congratulations.
Sean Austin George Heft. Just want to pull up there, Sean, so everybody can see you. So Sean will be down here in front of the stage. Sean was a student at Cupar School for 1 year in grade 9. During this time, I had the pleasure of teaching him. He always enjoyed learning and was kind and friendly to everyone in his class. He was very quiet, but always watching, much to the dismay of some of his classmates. Some people might be familiar with the cheese on the ceiling incident that happened with a former graduating class. What wasn't necessarily clear was Sean's part. So the background, a student had taken a piece of cheese from their lunch and thrown it onto the ceiling. Naturally, the class fell into a fit of giggles and things got a little bit rowdy. When the supervisor tried to find out what was going on, nobody would say anything. But then, sitting on the side of the room quietly with a little smile on his face, Sean's eyes slowly drifted to the ceiling, giving it all away. Sean left the school to complete the rest of his schooling via SAS DLC, and this year completed the requirements for grade 12. He's worked very hard and has always faced every challenge with a smile and a willing attitude. We're all very proud to have him join this class as a graduate. Sean's future goals include working towards becoming a video game programmer. Congratulations, Sean. You can move back to your spot. Kalia Alea Lindquist. Kalia joined this class in grade 10, having previously been homeschooled. She quickly showed that she was determined not to let anything stand in her way. She showed herself to be a dedicated hard worker and faced every challenge with sheer determination and, frankly, a lot of stubbornness. She's really quiet until you get to know her. She often spends her spares sitting in my classroom working, and believe me, while she might be quiet, she definitely has opinions. Kalia said that some of her favorite memories were of history class, which I think just might be her sucking up to me so that I don't say mean things about her. But she said she really enjoyed a lot of the activities, especially painting while lying on their backs to mimic the painting of the Sistine Chapel. Kalia spent many years as part of the Cupar Dance Club competing in hip-hop dance. You want to give us something or no? Okay. Well, this was your chance to be famous. Kalia's true love, however, is her horses. She lights up when she talks about them and could go on for hours about them. She's quick to share the newest stories and pictures of them, much to my delight, and it's clear that she has a real passion. It was an honor to get to know you and teach you, and so much fun to connect with someone else who also spent all their spare time as a teenager with their horses in the corrals. Kalia plans on taking some time off of school next year and then to train to become an equine sports therapist. Congratulations, Kalia.
Heidi Kirchhoffer. You look beautiful tonight, Heidi. Heidi has attended Cupar School since kindergarten, and she is the last Kirchhoffer in her family to graduate, following her 3 big brothers. I often wondered who Heidi would most take after, as they all had their own interesting habits. But as I got to know Heidi more, it was evident that she had a combination of them all, but was still her own person. Heidi is strong, independent, and resilient, and won't ever let anyone tell her what to do. Heidi is also quick to remind people how she beat up Mason in grade 3. So no one wants to mess with her. But Austin, she also mentioned something about putting you in your place last week in phys ed class. Heidi recently told me her mantra is YOLO. You only live once, Mrs. Hubick, she said. That was after having to let her into the school, 25 minutes late for class, something she has a habit of doing lately. I'm thankful that her strong work habits have allowed her to get her classwork in on time, because Heidi, I live by the mantra YOLO too. But mine stands for, you're only late once in my class. One day when I was away, when this class was in grade 9, they decided that after 25 minutes of the sub not showing up to class, they should maybe let Mrs. Mills know that she must have gone to the wrong room. Some teachers would have been very nervous about this class being unattended by an adult. However, Heidi told me that I didn't need to worry. She assured me they all behaved and was eager to tell me that it was because they were entertained by Mason, who was digging his way to China. Of course, that made sense. I mean, why wouldn't it? Heidi told me she will miss making memories with everyone and being able to be late, as next year, and I quote, "that won't fly." She said the canoe and camping trips with her classmates were a highlight, and having the trip to Europe in her grade 12 year is something she will never forget. I will never forget your obvious attempts at trying to distract me during class with your endless stories and unrelated questions in order to waste time. This was something you tried very hard at, but I think I caught on pretty quickly, and you caught on very quickly, that the work still had to be done and on time. Heidi is currently our SLC president, and she has been involved in volleyball and flag football in school. Outside of school, Heidi took part in dance, which included being one of the dance helpers, and she's been involved in the soccer club where she coached as well. Heidi earned honor roll status from grade 9 to 12, has been awarded Acts of Service awards, as well as subject-specific awards throughout high school. Heidi's future plans are to attend Olds College in Alberta to pursue a diploma in agricultural management. I know your dedication, great work ethic, and drive will allow you much success. Good luck in your future, Heidi. Sarah Bradley McNabb. You look stunning tonight, Sarah. Sarah has attended Cupar School since kindergarten. She has always been more of a quiet student, except for when it's something she's very excited about or believes wholeheartedly in. Just watch this girl dance, and you will see what I mean. Probably the biggest thing I have ever seen her do is take on a high school sport and nail it. Sarah joined senior girls volleyball. She was open and honest with Mrs. Namath and I, telling us she wanted to play, have fun, learn, and be with her friends. She didn't have any expectations about playing time either. Sarah had a great year of learning and developing. She started out playing in grade 11, but had to take a step back, promising us that she would be back to play in grade 12. And I can't express how proud we were of Sarah coming back after a year off, taking on a new position, and soaking in every single word we told her, and then working her hardest to display it on the court. In my coaching experience, Sarah has been one of the most coachable athletes to have on your team, as she literally took every piece of advice and did her best to apply it. Sarah became one of the leaders and helped us get to regional play, something that hadn't been done for quite some time. Sarah said she's going to miss seeing her friends every day and the endless amounts of laughter shared among them. One thing she did say was that she was adamant that she would not miss Mason throwing her around and tackling her. However, I'm not too concerned because I have seen Sarah put him in his place a time or two when he needed it, and she offered to have Mason sit beside her here tonight because she would make sure he was kept in line. I'm going to miss seeing you every day, Sarah, including our little chats about school, friends, boys, and life. However, I do have a beautiful Indigenous art piece that Sarah painted in grade 7 and gifted me to remind me of her. It's proudly displayed in my classroom and has a spot in my home for when I retire. I remember telling Sarah how incredible her creation was and asking her to sign it for me. She was hesitant until I explained that I truly believe she will be famous one day, and I will be able to show off that painting and brag that I was her teacher in Cupar School. And I cannot wait to see your future creations, Sarah. Sarah's favorite memories are the Europe trip she went on this year with some of her friends, close bonds with her classmates, and grade 8 math. Was it the Pythagorean theorem? That's all she said, other than if you know, you know. Remember, we do know. Us teachers do know, and we hear everything. As mentioned, Sarah took part in volleyball in school and has been dancing since she was 3, earning many awards, scholarships, and cash prizes over the years. Sarah will be attending the First Nations University of Canada to obtain a Bachelor of Administration degree with future plans to study Indigenous law. Sarah earned a $3,000 entrance scholarship, as well as a $1,500 scholarship through the Faculty of Administration. You are resilient and work hard at everything you set your mind to, and I know you will be successful. I cannot wait to see what your future holds. We wish you the best, Sarah. Piper Ross. You look incredible tonight, Piper. Piper has been attending Cupar School since grade 4. Piper earned the MVP award for our volleyball team for the last 2 years, and she served as our team captain this year as well. Those of you who know Piper know that she marches to the beat of her own drum. She is kind and compassionate, but she's also strong and fierce. Ask her teammates. Ask Mrs. Namath and I. Piper is straight up and to the point and will tell you what she feels, whether on the court, off the court, in the team room or hallway. And that includes Mrs. Namath and I being told how she feels when she doesn't agree with our decisions. She means business when it comes to sports, and there's no time for drama. Piper likes to have fun, but she's there to do her best and, of course, win. Much respect, Piper. Piper is one of the only people I know, other than yours truly, who can hold a full-fledged conversation with herself. Piper talks through every decision, option, clothing choice, weekend plan, really any thought she has out loud to herself. Those who know Piper well are not fazed by the conversations she has all alone, but others who come upon this are often a bit surprised to see her there and that there's no one else in the room when she's just chatting away. Chloe told me that it took her a while to realize it was just something Piper does and to not be afraid. Piper listed the Europe trip as one of her highlights in school, with all the amazing memories she made with her friends. There was learning, sightseeing, shopping, good eats, sunbirds on the beach, and clogged toilets. I can definitely see why all of these memories stood out for sure. And while I know that you will cherish your Europe memories forever, Mrs. Namath and I are a little disappointed you didn't say the TikTok challenges you did with your volleyball coaches over the years. Piper was always game for one of our challenges, and she brought a few to us to try, learning very quickly that we were always game too. Piper said she's going to miss getting to see her friends every day and making memories with them. She said she will also miss bugging her favorite teachers. So I guess I should be honored that you bug and make fun of me on the daily. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm going to miss randomly hearing you belt out some of your favorite songs at the top of your lungs, and also defending my honor if you were to witness someone being disrespectful. Piper, you mentioned that one of your dreams was to sing "O Canada" for a school football game. Well, as luck would have it, I've been able to arrange that for you, and on September 3rd, you will get to fulfill your dream. I can't wait. Piper has received many sports awards while at Cupar School, as well as honor roll every year. She has taken part in volleyball, track and field, flag football, SLC, where she is the vice president, and has been involved in dance and softball for many years outside of school. Piper's future plans are to attend the University of Regina to obtain her Bachelor of Education degree through SUNTEP. Piper earned a $1,500 scholarship from the university. I know you will make an amazing teacher, and there's still time for you and I to work together before I retire, which would be an honor for me. Congratulations, Piper.
Thank you, Mrs. Hubick, Mr. Ross, Ms. Welter, and Mrs. White. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Peggy Welter to read the letter of congratulations from the Minister of Education.
Dear grade 12 graduates, on behalf of Premier Scott Moe and the Government of Saskatchewan, I'm pleased to congratulate you on completing your high school education. Earning your grade 12 credential is a monumental achievement that speaks to your many years of perseverance and hard work. It is an accomplishment that deserves to be celebrated, and I hope you have a chance to do so with the friends, family, and educators who helped you along the way. Your education is the foundation for your success, and this milestone is an indication of the exciting opportunities ready to welcome you in the future. Whether you intend to pursue additional education, enter the workforce, or explore a new path, I hope that you consider taking your next steps in Saskatchewan. Our province is abundant with opportunities, and we are committed to supporting you as you continue to build your life here. Saskatchewan offers support to help you continue your education journey. You can take advantage of the Saskatchewan Advantage Scholarship to attend post-secondary institutions in the province. Additionally, you may be eligible for tax credits through the Graduate Retention Program if you choose to live and work in Saskatchewan after graduating from post-secondary. I encourage you to visit the government website to explore these and other opportunities available to you. The goal of our education system is to support students as they achieve academic and personal success. By applying the knowledge, skills, and experience you've gained throughout your learning journey, you can continue to build upon these successes and realize your potential. Congratulations once again on this incredible accomplishment. I wish you a future filled with success. Sincerely, Everett Hindley, Minister of Education.
Thank you, Ms. Welter. At this time, I would ask Mrs. Lisa Graninski to come to the stage and bring congratulatory remarks from the PVSD board.
Good evening to our graduates, parents, guardians, family members, dignitaries, and community guests. My name is Lisa Granitsky, and I am the Prairie Valley School Division Board of Education trustee representing communities and students of Earl Grey, Southey, Markinch, Cupar, Dysart, LaRosse, Lestock, and Kelleher. Graduates, thank you for this opportunity to share in your milestone. As a trustee, I can tell you events like tonight are my favorite part of my role to the division. Graduation ceremonies beat budget meetings every single time. Our Director of Education, Gord Husband, who is with us tonight, would likely agree. Tonight, we celebrate not just the achievements of this graduation class, but the entire community that helped raise them. In rural Saskatchewan, our schools are more than just buildings. They're the heart of our communities. They're where we gather, cheer, volunteer, and maybe even occasionally argue about whose truck is blocking the bus drop-off lane. But to our staff, thank you for your dedication. Your commitment shapes futures in ways that go far beyond the classroom. To our graduates, Prairie Valley aspires that every kid in our schools have at least one trusted staff member to help them through their school journey. If you have a special adult who encouraged you along the way, please extend your appreciation and consider what your graduation means to them. To the families, thank you for your engagement in your child's school, every packed lunch, every did you finish your homework, and every moment of encouragement. Rural families know what it means to show up, whether it's for a school event, a fundraiser, or a last-minute call for volunteers. Your support is the backbone for these young graduates' success. To our community partners, your generosity and involvement remind us that education is truly a shared effort. Whether your organization sponsors programs, offer work placements, or simply shows up to clap loudly at our events, you make our schools vibrant places to grow and learn. And to the graduates, you've grown up in a place where everyone knows your name. You've learned the value of hard work, community, and looking out for one another. These lessons will carry you far, no matter where your path leads next. Always keep Prairie Valley's 5 core values: compassion, belonging, integrity, collaboration, and curiosity in your heart. As you step into the future, whether it's university, healthcare, education, trades, technology, agriculture, entrepreneurship, travel, the CFL, or TikTok, remember that your roots here at Cupar School are strong. You come from a community that believes in you, supports you, and will always welcome you home. In the wise words of Sonia Sotomayor, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, you cannot dream of becoming something you do not know about. You have to learn to dream big. Education exposes you to what the world has to offer and to the possibilities open to you. Keep learning, keep growing. In closing, I want to thank the community of Cupar School for the privilege to represent you and your children at both the Prairie Valley Board of Education and the executive of the Saskatchewan School Board Association. Congratulations, class of 2026. We are proud of you, we believe in you, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Enjoy your evening and have a fun and safe weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Gruninski. Mrs. Candace Mayer will now present the Governor General Bronze Medallion for the 2024-2025 school year.
Lord Dufferin, Canada's third Governor General after Confederation, created the Academic Medals in 1873 to encourage academic excellence across the nation. Over the years, they have become the most prestigious award that students in Canadian schools can receive.
For more than 125 years, the Governor General's academic medals have recognized the outstanding scholastic achievements of students in Canada. They are awarded to the student graduating with the highest average from a high school. The winner for the 2024-2025 school year is Declan Bradshaw.
Thank you, Mrs. Mayer. I would like to ask Ms. Mayer to return to the stage to present her principal's message.
Good evening, graduates, honored guests, families, staff, and friends. Tonight is a special night. It is a celebration of the class of 2026 and the journey that has brought each of the graduates to this stage. Tonight, we gather to celebrate an important milestone in the lives of our grade 12 students. Graduation is more than a ceremony. It is a moment to recognize years of hard work, perseverance, growth, and achievement. Graduates, you are the main characters in your own story. I have had the privilege of watching your stories unfold. As main characters, I have seen athletes who represented our school with pride in basketball, football, volleyball, badminton, archery, and track and field. I have seen players in theater who took to the school stage in school drama, and artists who shared their talents on the walls and in the community projects built right here at school. I have seen leaders who stepped forward when needed, and classmates who quietly made our school a better place simply by being kind and supportive. When each of you walked through the doors 13 years ago as brand new students in the kindergarten to grade 12 school system, some of you were excited and some of you were very unsure. Many years later, you are before us as confident young adults ready to begin a new chapter of your life. Although you have written your book about your experience here at Cupar School, your next book awaits, and it's yours again to write. This class has left a mark on our school in countless ways, from school events and spirit weeks to athletic competitions, performances, field trips, and even everyday moments in the classrooms and the hallways. You have contributed to our school community. What stands out most about this graduating class is not just what you have accomplished, but who you each have become. You have reached a significant turning point in your lives. Along the way, you have faced challenges, adapted to change, learned valuable lessons, and discovered strengths you may not even have known you possessed. Each of you has your own story and your own accomplishments to be proud of. You have learned that success is not measured only by grades or awards, but by the way that you treat each other and the effort you put forth every day. Tonight, I would also like to recognize the families, guardians, teachers, and mentors who have supported our graduates, the secondary characters in their stories. The secondary character in any story is a supporting character who supports the main character in their storyline. And so behind every student sitting here is a network of people who encouraged them, challenged them, and believed in them. Thank you for your unwavering support and your dedication. Graduates, the story that lies ahead will be different for each of you. Some of you will attend university or a college. Some of you will enter the trades. Some of you will begin careers. Some of you will travel, and some of you will pursue even other opportunities. No matter where your story takes you, I hope that the theme is one that allows you to find purpose in what you do, and that the theme will allow you to continue to learn. I hope that your story will be one that makes a positive impact on the lives of others, and I hope that your story will teach you to continue to be resilient even when you face challenges. The future you are entering is filled with both opportunities and uncertainties. Technology is changing rapidly. Careers are evolving, and society continues to face complex challenges. Yet these realities also create possibilities for innovation, leadership, and positive change. The skills you have developed, critical thinking, resilience, collaboration, and adaptability, will serve you well wherever life takes you. As graduates, you have the ability to make a difference. Be curious, be courageous, be accountable. Never underestimate the impact of your actions, your voice, or your character. The world needs people who are willing to listen, to learn, to live, and lead with integrity. I've had the privilege of watching you grow into young adults. I am proud of your accomplishments and your determination, and also by the way you have contributed to our school community. As you step forward into the next stage of your lives, carry with you the values you have learned, the relationships you have built, and the confidence that comes from knowing you have already overcome challenges. Dream boldly, work diligently, and believe in your ability to achieve even greater things. Be willing to take risks. Be willing to make mistakes and to learn from those mistakes. That is how we grow. Be willing to stand up for what is right. Most importantly, be kind. The world always needs more kindness. On behalf of the entire school community, the staff, all of the students, and myself, I offer you our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes for your future. Class of 2026, your new story is just beginning. Now get out there and write it, will ya? Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mayer. We now move on to the awards section of the program. We would like to call Mrs. Lisa Grandinsky to the stage to present the PVSD Student Leadership and Student Success Awards.
The PVSD Student Leadership Award recognizes a student who has demonstrated leadership in life and learning. The recipient has demonstrated leadership in the Student Leadership Council, school, or community academics, arts, athletics, and/or service and extracurricular activities. The 2025 recipient of this award is Piper Ross.
PVSD knows that children and youth with diverse or intensive needs must often overcome barriers caused by their challenges. This recognition takes the form of the Student Success Award that is intended to encourage students with diverse and/or intensive needs to seek their highest potential and to increase awareness of their abilities, aspirations, and personal qualities. The recipient for this award for 2025-2026 is Heidi Kirchhofer. Thank you, Mrs. Gruninski. Mr. Gord Husband will now present the PVSD Achievement Award. The PVSD Achievement Award is presented to the grade 12 student who has been active in school-related athletics, the arts, and has earned honor roll status. The recipient for 2025-2026 is Sarah Bradley McNabb.
Thank you, Mr. Husband. We would like to call Mrs. Dina Gephardt to the stage to present the Cupar School Community Council Scholarship. The Cupar School Community Council is pleased to annually present $250 to a graduating student enrolled in any post-secondary institution in pursuit of furthering their education. This award is intended for a student who exemplifies the core values of Cupar School, those being respect, responsibility, leadership, and honesty. This year's recipient is Heidi Kirchhofer.
Thank you, Mrs. Gephardt. Mr. Jarrett Ross will now present the Cupar and District Lions Club Community Service Award. This award recognizes a student who has made the most significant contribution to the community service while demonstrating the motto of the Lions Club, "We Serve." The recipient is chosen by the Cupar and District Lions Club. This year's recipient is Heidi Kirchhofer.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. At this time, I would like to ask Mr. Rob Ermel to the stage to present the Flamin Group of Companies Where Farming Starts Scholarship. This scholarship of $500 is awarded to a graduating student who has demonstrated hard work and contributes in the community and agriculture sector. The candidate should be going into the agriculture field, either university, college, or trade sector. The Flamin Group of Companies originated in Southie in 1959. For over 60 years, Flamin has been part of the agriculture community and remains focused on supporting those who support their community. For the 2025-2026 year, this award is presented to Heidi Kirchhofer.
Thank you, Mr. Ermel. We would like to call Mrs. Carly White to the stage to present the Fred Rogers Award. The Fred Rogers Scholarship is a $500 award and is presented to a graduating student in honor of Fred Rogers, a former principal of Cupar School. The recipient should be a student who will be attending a technical school and does not need a high academic standing, but has applied him or herself to the best of his or her abilities. Community involvement is an asset along with being positive, giving, and kind person. This year's recipient is Heidi Kirchhofer.
Thank you, Mrs. White. Mrs. Shauna Hubick will now present the Glenn Watkin Award. The Glenn Watkin Memorial Scholarship commemorates the contribution made by Glenn Paul Watkin to the education program of Cupar School during his lifetime. The award of $150 is available to students from Cupar School enrolling for the first time in a university or post-secondary institution. Special consideration is given to someone who is enrolling in fine arts or education. Financial need may be also taken into consideration. This year's recipients are Ava Kish and Piper Ross.
Thank you, Mrs. Ubik. Mrs. Mayor will now present the Hesketh Trophy. The Hesketh Trophy for highest academic standing in grade 12 is awarded to the student who achieved the highest academic standing in grade 12. Honor roll criteria is used to calculate the winner. The recipient for 2025-2026 is Sarah Bradley McNabb.
Thank you, Mrs. Mayor. We would like to call Mr. Kevin Catler to the stage to present the Prairie Co-op Award. Prairie Co-op is committed to giving back to our community and making a difference. Applicants must be a good scholastic standings in grade 10, 11, and 12. The scholarship is available to a graduating student attending post-secondary school at a technical school or university, and who either have their own Prairie Co-op number or their family has one. This award is available to an individual who exemplifies the core values of Prairie Co-op, which are excellence in working together and for a community, integrity, being dependable, honest, ethical and responsible, and relevant, prioritizing individuals that deliver value. Prairie Co-op is happy to present the scholarship to Sienna Lipinski. Great.
Thank you, Mr. Catler. I'd like to call Miss Peggy Welter to the stage to present the Cupar branch of the Royal Canadian Legion Award. The Cupar branch of the Royal Canadian Legion annually awards a $250 scholarship to a graduating student enrolled in Cupar School. The Royal Canadian Legion is committed to serving our past and present military forces, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and their families. While preference will be shown to someone who has a direct relative to a military veteran or RCMP, this scholarship is open to any student who has demonstrated leadership in school and or the community activities. The recipient must be enrolled in a post-secondary program. This year, the Legion had 3 exceptional candidates. These students clearly met the outlined criteria, and choosing one who stood out above the rest was nearly an impossible task. As a result, it was decided by the Legion that for 2026, they would award 3 scholarships. It is with great pleasure that we announce the Cupar Legion scholarships are awarded to Heidi Kirchhofer, Sienna Lipinski, and Piper Ross.
Thank you, Mrs. Welter. We'd like to ask Mrs. Mayer to present the Yan Cole Scholarship. The Yan Cole Physical Science Award of $1,250 is presented to the student with highest average in Physical Science 20, Chemistry 30, and Physics 30. Only students who have taken these 3 courses are considered. The winner for this year is Sienna Lipinski.
Thank you, Mrs. Mayor. I would now ask our valedictorian, Sarah Bradley McNabb to speak on behalf of the graduates.
Good evening, family, friends, staff, and special guests. My name is Sarah Bradley McNabb, and it is an honor to stand before you today as the class of 2026 valedictorian. Graduation day. A day that we all knew was coming, but yet it still managed to sneak up on us quicker than we could have imagined. When you begin high school, everyone gives you the basic, high school will fly by in the blink of an eye spiel. And yes, it's true, it does fly by. But what I can also tell you is, if you had the privilege of being a part of Cupar School's class of 2026, high school felt like it lasted all of 2 minutes. When I think back on my school experience, what comes to mind isn't the long days of work, the studying, the crying over math homework I couldn't understand, or even being in this building at all. I think of my classmates, my friends. The best way I could think of to describe the experience of being in this class throughout our school years is to compare it to riding a roller coaster. Lots of fun and laughter, some ups and downs, a few scary parts, hearing constant screaming in your ear, realizing it's just Mason, and above all, being devastated when it's over. Many graduating classes could take up a stadium or even the local hockey rink, but us, we probably could have carpooled here in a minivan. That is what made our experience here so incredibly special. Our small number allowed us to become connected in ways that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. Not everyone can say that their classmates feel more like siblings. That is why I am so blessed to have been part of this group, and I wouldn't have traded it for the world. Although we are all moving on to the next chapter of our lives, we will forever have all the memories we made together to look back on. Mason's amazing t-shirts that totally did not reference anything inappropriate, Piper's contagious laugh, Ava's crazy good back massages, Sienna's impressive dedication to the word of the day, Heidi's multiple falls and tumbles, many that can be blamed on Austin and Mason, Kaylee's way of somehow having patience with us, and Austin, I'm just glad you made it here on time. Sean, your path to graduation has been uniquely your own, but your destination is something that we all share, and we are very lucky to be able to share this big day with you. Of course, I would like to say thank you to everyone who has helped us through this journey. Our parents, our #1 supporters, the ones who dedicate so much of themselves to our lives and successes. Our teachers and coaches who watched us grow into the adults we are becoming and supported us every step of the way. And lastly, all of you. Thank you for coming out today and celebrating this milestone with us. Finally, my fellow graduates, I'm so incredibly proud of you all. Although I don't know exactly what's in store for you, I'm positive each of you are going to make a beautiful impact on the world. Thank you, and everyone have a safe night. Oh. 3, 2, 1. I can't.
Thank you, Sarah. Finally, we will view a PowerPoint presentation prepared by Miss Callie Earhart about the grads. Please allow us a few minutes for the grads to move to the floor and get the technology set up.
Graduates, please remember to collect your certificates and prizes from the stage before you leave the building. This concludes the ceremony this evening. Please rise as Ms. Hubick announces the exit of the graduates with their escorts. Thank you for coming and have a safe evening.
Graduate Sean Heft with his mother Betty. Graduate Kalia Lindquist with her grandpa Dennis. Graduate Ava Kish with her escort Abby. Graduate Sienna Lipinski with her grandma Gail. Graduate Heidi Kirchhofer with her escort, Jack. Graduate Piper Ross with her escort, Ashton. Graduate Sarah Bradley McNabb with her escort, Coulter. Graduate Austin Banco with his escort, Madison. Graduate Mason Ermel with his niece, Harper. Thank you for coming. Have a safe evening.